My name is Chris Joslin. I'm from Hawaiian Gardens, California. Growing up was pretty crazy, to be honest. Like, the town or city, whatever you want to call it, I grew up in was just like different from what your average person grows up in, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a place that just makes you just want to do something to get out of it, you know? And I feel like a lot of people are coming from that these days, and that's why there's so many great skateboarders and doing things that people aren't doing these days, because they want a shot to get out. They want an escape. For me, it was more of just like, I kind of did my best to just learn from everyone else's mistakes around me and just power through them, you know, and make the most of what I got and try to get by. The neighborhood I grew up in was kind of a gang-related area, I would say. Never really got too involved with it, and when I skated through, they knew me as like the skater, you know. They didn't know me as somebody that was here to like cause problems, you know. I was just a little kid too, so they saw that I was doing something right, and I was actually trying to get out of there, I think, and that's why they like kind of supported me. The idea of trying to get out of there was just because, you know, if you don't, you become part of it and you get stuck in there forever. So it's like, you see it going on, you see what you could become, but you don't want to become it. So you want to get out of there, but you just know at the end of the day, there is that chance that you might not. I was raised by my grandma. My dad passed away when I was real young, so I never got to meet him. It was like the drive to be successful in the sense of like, something in life has to be normal. Being born without a mom, my dad not there, being raised by my grandma, nothing aligned normally, you know? And so like, I think in my mind, I was just like, where am I gonna fit in? Where am I gonna find my place? I don't know if it was the relationship with my grandma that I knew always like put me in a different category, but I knew being raised by my grandma was always something different. I knew going to school, everyone had their mom and dad, and I always questioned it too, like, why was I put in this family? Like, why was I put into this situation? Why wasn't I put into a normal family? Where's my 6 o'clock dinner time, you know? Where's my mom and dad, you know? Like, I was kind of envious of other kids and stuff, but then as I got older, I realized like, I was put in this situation for a reason. Let's just say I was born into a regular family of like normal household routines and stability. Like, my drive to be something successful might not have been there as heavily as it was, because I would have felt like I was already in something successful, you know what I mean? My grandma just mainly taught me like, always clean your plate, always eat all the food off your plate, and just like pretty much how to keep the house clean and just do things right around the house, you know? I was always at the skate park when I would go out, so I never really had that sort of like experience on things. Like whenever I wanted to go outside, I would go to the skate park. The local park I grew up skating, it was just mainly ramps, so we had to like skate transition a little bit. We didn't have stairs, we had the worst rails possible, so it was like the next best thing was to jump off the ramps, create my own gaps. And so you mix a skate park where you can kind of just flow around really fast and a drop to go off of, you have very fast drop skating, I guess, and that was what my local park molded me into. And then when I would go skate and I landed these tricks and all my friends were giving me such praise, I found that sense of accomplishment and I wanted more of that. So every day I'd go to the skate park with a trick list in mind. I'd have 10 tricks I wanted to learn. I would leave that skate park with all 10 tricks crossed off. Like, that's where I guess the prodigy child and golden boy came from, was just like whenever I would think or see something, it would just kind of naturally just happen, I guess. Like when you become so comfortable with skating to the point where it becomes walking, you just kind of like pick things up, you know? It's like anything else. When you just devote so much time to something, you're bound to get really better and better at it, you know? You're bound to increase your repertoire. Being a parent has like helped me gain patience and like change my perception on life. I see things a lot differently now. Granted, it's not the end of the world having a kid, but you do have to devote a lot of time, and you never get that time back, you know? It's like, but at the end of the day, it's not like you want that time back or you need that time back, but they'll just never understand it, you know? Or until they get to this age when they have their own, you know? Then they'll be like, all right, then they appreciate it more. You look back on life and nothing ceases to amaze me in the past. It's crazy. There's always going to be hardships, you know, but one of the greatest strengths that humans have is to overcome those obstacles. And times are hard, but we get through them, you know. We always have, we always will. My grandma was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. How do you win? Like, this is like, how bad is this shit gonna fucking get? You know, all right, I guess I just gotta suffer in it.